All right, so let's do a quick example with a current controlled source. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a circuit where I've got a voltage source here. And let's say I've got two resistors here. And let's call this current IX. And I will go ahead and put ground here. I'll make this 5K, and I'll make this 15K, and I'll make this 20 volts. And then over here, I will have a current controlled voltage source. And I want to determine, let's take current IX and multiply it by a gain of, let's just say 10,000. All right. And we are interested in determining Vy and Vz in this circuit. And I'll call this voltage here Vx. All right. So hopefully we can recognize that these two resistors are in series, so I can combine them to create a equivalent 20K resistor. And so I'm just going to go right into the math and say that Ix is my total voltage, 20 volts, divided by my total resistance, 20K. And that gives me 1 milliamp. So Ix is 1 milliamp. If I multiply Ix by 10,000, I get 10 volts. So that gives me a 10 volt source here. Okay. And so obviously I know right off the bat that Vx is 20 volts just because this is a voltage source connected to ground. We should have no problems with that anymore. I know Vy should be 10 volts because that's just a voltage source connected to ground here now, once I determine what Ix is. So hopefully that's clear, that once I determine what my gain times my input is to my dependent source, then the source really just behaves just like any other old dependent source at that point, or independent source at that point. And so lastly, we should recognize that this is a voltage divider configuration. So we can easily find Vz by Vy multiplied by 2K over 2K plus 2K. Okay, this whole thing becomes 1/2. And I can say that Vz is equal to Vy over 2, which is equal to 10 volts divided by 2, or 5 volts. Okay, so we determine Vz to be 5 volts, and we are done with this problem. And we're done with this module. So that is awesome. We're through the second module, the basics of DC circuits. You've got it all the basics down now. KCL, KVL, we learned about dependent sources. We learned about parallel and series resistances and how to combine them, how to solve circuits with multiple elements. We're really getting into the thick of things now with DC circuits. And in the next module, we're really going to learn some of the more advanced DC circuit techniques and how to solve them, including things like superposition and mesh analysis. And we'll save that all for the next module. But hopefully everything in this module has been clear. Of course, if there's any questions, feel free to ask. And we're going to go ahead and move on.